Thanks, Ellen, for reminding us not to get hurt. It's a good reminder. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Mindful Monday. It is Monday, and we had a request for Shavasana, the whole class. I think it was tongue-in-cheek, but we're going to start there. So let's see what evolves after that. So come on down to your Shavasana shape. Come on down any way you like. You can come down through a boat pose using your abs, or you can just come on unceremoniously to your back and find whatever works for you to start this practice. So you might tuck a blanket underneath your knees or cover up if your space is cold. You might, I don't know, put something under your neck if you like. There are many ways to start your practice. Make it the most comfortable and pleasant way to begin your practice. And then as you arrive here in the space on this Monday morning, or whatever day it is for you, just kind of notice what you brought to your mat today. Notice the body parts that are making contact with the floor. You might notice the beating of your heart. Notice the sounds in your space. Become aware of the sensation of the clothes against your skin. It's using all of our senses to come into this present moment so that we can be mindful of our bodies, mindful of our breath, and mindful of each shape that we travel through and the impact it's having on our whole selves, body, mind, and spirit. So you don't have to pay attention to everything at once, but just that presence, that awareness allows us to kind of stay awake or to wake up if you're still kind of sleepy. And then as you're ready, maybe your hands come to your belly, or one hand to heart, one hand to belly, whichever feels right. Begin to breathe into your hands so that you can feel that expansion as you draw the breath in through your nostrils. Feel that expansion as the belly presses into the hands, the chest rises, and then feel the breath leave the body. As it does, the belly draws back down toward the spine. And there's a gentle motion. It's just the beginning of our movement as we tune into our breath. So feel the breath moving in through the nostrils, filling you up. And then feel the breath as it leaves the body slowly and allows you to feel that sense of emptiness of breath. And take a few more. It's really tuning into your breath, your body, your experience of yoga. Let's take one more deep breath together, filling up completely. And then a soft exhalation. And as you do, if your eyes are closed, blink them open. Gather your knees into your chest. Check in with your lower back. Maybe rock a little from side to side, finding a motion that feels good in your body, that works with your lower back. Maybe it's circling your knees. in one direction, and then maybe it's going in the other direction. Just starting gently. And then as you're ready, take your feet to the ground. Keep your heels kind of close to your hips. Take your palms to the floor. And use the strength of your arms and your shoulders to lift your hips up into a bridge pose. Take a big exhale as you do. Just feel the strength of your legs pressing into your feet. Maybe you lift up a little bit more. And then on your exhalation, slowly lower down, just kind of taking it one vertebrae by vertebrae, just lowering down, finding the floor again. And then we'll take another one, inhaling as we lift, pressing into the floor, keeping the back of the head soft, the back of the neck soft, exhaling as you lower. Good, just moving gently, smoothly and slowly with your breath, bringing some movement into the body, adding movement to breath. We'll take one more, and then we'll add a little more to this movement, make it a little more dynamic. So when you're ready, we're going to lift our arms up overhead as we inhale and lift our hips, and then exhale, lower the arms down. Good. A few more. Yes, I must move the plant. Exhale as you lower it down. Good. Just moving with your breath. And as you're ready, lower your hips down. Reacquaint yourself with the floor and gather your knees up into your chest and just rock from side to side. We're going to take our arms out to a T and do the same thing, but we'll go sideways. We'll just introduce a different movement. So as you inhale, take your knees over to one side, and as you exhale, bring them up to center. And inhale, switch, and exhale, come up to center. One more, inhale, and exhale, inhale, and exhale. And then we'll place our feet on the floor again. We'll add those two together and see how we feel about that. When you're ready, inhale, lift up, reach your arms up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, gather your knees in. Come to a T, and take your legs over to one side. Bring them back up to center and over to the other. Good, just moving with your breath. We'll take that a couple more times. Coming through bridge and twist. Lower your feet to the floor, moving with your own breath. So I may be going faster or slower. Take it at your own pace. Make it your practice. As Greg said in the beginning, I can't see you anyway. So take it, make it your own. Good. And as you're ready, we'll gather our knees up one more time. Maybe bring your nose to your knee, check in. And then if you like, if you really like this, if you don't, you have a choice. But if you like this rock and roll on your spine, go ahead and rock and roll until you find a place where you can balance in your boat pose. If you don't like that, just come up to boat, turning to one side, using the strength of your arms to bring you up. And then once we're here, let's just enjoy a little foray through boat, drawing our belly into our spine, noticing what's going on with our breath, noticing what's going on with our shoulders. Let's stay for 3 more breaths Nice slow breaths. Yeah, it's easy for me to say. Not so easy for me to do. Good. When you're ready, slowly lower down to your comfortable Sukhasana. Make yourself comfortable. So if you have a blanket, tuck it under your hips. That helps. And then lengthen your spine. Sit up in a nice seat with the length of the spine reaching the crown of the head up to the ceiling and the hips grounded on the floor. Take a nice big breath and draw your shoulders up to your ears, and let's take a few circles forward and back, or back and forward, or just back or just forward. Again, make it your own. Do you, y'all. Good. Nice. And then when you're ready, sweep your arms up. Get super long, but keep the shoulders plugged in, and take a side bend. See if you can keep both hips on the floor as you lean to one side and take your gaze under the opposite arm. And just feel that stretch as you slowly take your torso toward the opposite shoulder. Good. Just turning just slightly so you can feel that twist. Good. Breathe in and exhale, switch sides. Wherever you are is perfect. Keep both hips on the floor as much as you can, and then gently twist your torso so you can gaze under the opposite shoulder. Leaning and twisting. It's a twofer. Good. Breathe in again and exhale to release. Let's take the fingertips, walk them forward, and find that stretch in the hips that makes you feel good. And if it doesn't, you want to back off. Right? We're going for sensation, not any pain. As you're ready, slowly walk your way back up, switch the cross of your legs, and here we are. Walk your fingers forward, find that stretch in the other hip. Should feel good. If it doesn't, just back off. Good. Take a nice full breath. And exhale, come back up to center, and then release your legs from their bondage. Give your ankles a little pat. Take your hands back behind you, fingers pointing toward your hips, and just take some windshield washers with your legs. Work out the hips. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. Excellent. As you're ready, we're going to come up to our table. Yeah. So take the hands underneath the shoulders, spread the fingers nice and wide, tops of the feet on the floor, little Sophie shake. Always the option and the suggestion to place a blanket under your knees. I don't happen to have mine here today, but that's okay. When you're ready, inhale, come into your cow pose, dip your belly, lift your gaze, and exhale, round into your cat. And just move that spine forward and back. Find that rhythm that works with your breath. And bring some movement into the body. Some more movement. Good. Body and breath. Finding that synchronous sensation. You can close your eyes and just kind of feel how it feels. Or you can keep your eyes wide open, staying awake to every little nuance of this. As you take your next breath in, come into your cow. And as you breathe out, press the mat away, come into your cat, and then find a neutral spine. Little Sophie shake. Good. Let's take a thread the needle, take the right arm up, follow it, and exhale, thread it on through, bring the right temple down to the floor. Inhale, lift the left arm. And exhale, lower it again. Inhale, flow with your breath, lifting the right arm, and exhale, lower it down. Good, left arm lifts, follow it. If you can, exhale to thread it through. Inhale to lift the right arm. And exhale, send it back down, press your way back up. Left arm lifts on your inhale. Exhale, lower it down. So you know this, thread the needle. So let's work with this a little bit with our breaths. Let's take 2 more, just moving at your own pace with your own breath. Good. Again, if I'm going faster than your breath, slow it down. Good. Just open up the shoulders, the upper back. We'll take a total of 3 around. Again, if that works for you and your breath, your body, your practice. And then when those 3 are complete, let's take our hands back to the mat, take our knees wide, and sink back to a child's pose. Again, it's nice to have something under the knees, just to keep your knees safe. And also a block under the forehead is nice if the head doesn't quite reach the floor. Let your hips sink back and walk your fingertips forward and stretch the upper back. Good, take a full breath and a nice long exhalation. And then if your knees are still okay, take your arms and walk them over to the left. Lower your head back down. Take a side stretch. See if you can keep that right hip tracking back toward the right heel there. Good. Take a breath in and a breath out to walk your hands over to the right, maybe even off the mat. Forehead comes down again. Send that left hip over to the left heel. Good, nice big breath. And then exhale, let it go. Come back to center. Take your hands a little bit farther forward of where they were in your tabletop. Spread your fingers nice and wide and press into all the little joints of the fingers. Press into the mat with that webbing between your forefinger and your thumb. And then tuck your toes. Get a little stretch of the feet going. Plug into your shoulders. Take a nice big breath in, and then we'll consciously lift up to downward facing dog. So we're going to go slowly so we can really feel the power in our quadriceps, our hips, drawing the belly into the spine, and then feel the stretch in your calves as you send your heels toward the floor. Good, breathe in and breathe out. Just settle into your down dog. Maybe you need to walk it out a little bit, bending one knee and then the other. Getting a little stretch, more of a stretch in the feet, the calves. And when that feels complete, lift your hips a little bit higher, gaze back towards your knees. Take a nice big breath in, and then come up on your toes and take a slow walk forward to the front of your mat. We'll meet in a forward fold. So forward fold. Generous bend in the knees is good. Take your hands wherever it feels good for you. So maybe fingertips come to the floor. Maybe you sway a little bit as you get into your forward fold. Or maybe today is not a forward fold day for you. Maybe you're just feeling a little not into it. Come up to your halfway lift. Eventually we'll all meet there. And we'll take our hands to our hips and come to standing in our mountain pose at the top of the mat. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Get nice and long. See if you can almost reach your ceiling. Yeah, wow, I almost can. And then bring your palms together, draw them down to your heart center, and just take a moment here. Kind of reset. And release your hands into your mountain. Nice, open, receptive. Palms forward, shoulders back. Good. And take a moment to really feel your feet. You can lift and spread your toes and then lower the outer toes and then consecutively, one toe at a time. Press them into the mat so you're really gripping your mat with your feet. Take a nice full breath in this mountain pose. And then exhale, shake it out. Yeah. Let's begin to move a little bit more dynamically here. So inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, swan dive forward, bending your knees as much as you need to, forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Step your left foot back and then your right foot back, downward facing dog. Good. Take an inhale, come up on your toes. And then exhale, walk forward. Find the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Again, if I'm going too fast, make it your own. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Reach up, get really long. Plug into your toes, plug into your shoulders, and take hold of the left wrist with the right hand, and take that lean over toward the right. Good. See if you can take your gaze under your left shoulder. If you lose your balance, find that drishti. Turn your torso slightly and you can get a little more of a twist action. Good. Breathe in as you reach up, and breathe out as you take a hold of your right wrist with your left hand, and then gently twist a little toward that right shoulder, gazing, keeping the feet right where they are. Good. Inhale, reach up, look up, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take your hands to the mat, step your right foot back, step your left foot back, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Excellent. One more time, we'll come up on our toes and take a walk forward. Find your forward fold. Find your halfway lift. Bring your hands to your hips and come on up. Mountain pose. Yes, here we are. Front of the mat. Stand tall, grip your mat with your feet. Take a nice big breath, reach up, look up, and hands come to heart center. And just pause here. Notice what you're feeling. So, do you notice any warmth in the body? Do you notice your breath maybe moving a little faster? Take a nice big breath, sweep your arms up, reach up, sink your hips down, come into your chair pose. So the toes can be about hip width, the feet can be hip width, or you can bring your big toes to touch if you like. And then framing your ears, draw your pinkies toward one another. And see if you can sink down a little bit more. Good. Yeah. Wake up the quads. Good morning. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. We're just going to take that left foot, make sure it's facing forward, bring our hands to heart center, and then step the right foot back to the back of the mat, and then spin it so it's at an angle. So, and your feet are, you want them to be sort of like railroad tracks, so a little bit wider gives you a little bit of a better base in this warrior one. And then we're going to twist our torso so it's facing forward. So it is that just gentle twist like we were practicing earlier. And then reach the arms up to frame the ears, warrior one. So the left knee is over the left ankle here. This is always an awkward shape for me, but it gets into some nooks and crannies that I don't typically feel, so I like it. So warrior one. Good. Press into the right side of the right foot. Yeah. Yeah, good. And then all we're going to do is open up unceremoniously to warrior two, and we might need to readjust the feet so that the left heel is intersecting the right, the middle of the right foot. Good. And then reach the arms out from the shoulders. Just feel the power here. Good. Breathe in. Take a nice big breath. Breathe out. Maybe sink down a little bit lower. Good. And then when you're ready, flip the front palm, lean back, come into your peaceful Peaceful warrior. That's what we are. Good. Breathe out. Come back to your warrior two. And then straighten the leg. Front leg straight. Lean with the left arm. We're going to come into our triangle. So this is our sequence. We'll do it a couple times. Right arm lifts. And gaze up if you can. So it's a little bit of a twist toward the right. The torso is twisting from the rib cage. You feel that nice stretch in the legs. Good. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, we'll just bend that front leg, come back into warrior two, and then spin the back foot so it's facing forward. Take your hands down to the mat and step your left foot back to meet your right in downward facing dog. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. Walk your dog if you like. Grip your mat with your finger pads. And then as you're ready, take that walk, step, jump, hop, whatever floats your boat. Come on up to the front of your mat, to your forward fold. Come to your halfway lift, and then come on up to your mountain pose. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And notice where your shoulders are in space. See if you can drop them down if they've crept up. Let your hands release, coming into a nice open mountain pose. So there's lots of room for the breath. Take a nice big breath here. And then as you exhale, hands can come to heart, come into your version of chair pose. Sink your hips down, you can reach your arms up to frame the ears, draw the pinkies together. Big toes facing forward or big toes can touch. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe sink a little lower. You got this. Nice big breath. And then when you're ready, the weight comes into the right foot. Step the left foot back and then spin it so it's flat. And take this right leg over toward the right, coming into your warrior one. So you can take your hands down if you need to for balance. Find that space between the feet that works for you for this warrior one. That gives you that stability. And then once you find it, the front knee is over the ankle, right? Take a nice big breath, a nice open heart, puffed up chest, and then exhale, sink into this pose. And if you press into the outside of the left foot, you'll feel that strength. You'll feel that stretch in the calf. Good. One more breath in. And then just unceremoniously come into your warrior two. So adjust your feet accordingly. Right knee over right ankle. That nice intersection between the right heel and the left arch. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out as you sink into your warrior two. Again, gripping the mat with your toes. That helps. Flip your palm on the right hand. Take your lean. Peaceful warrior. Good. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Good. Nice breath in. And then exhale back to your warrior two. Reaching with those fingertips. Gazing over the right fingers. And then when you're ready, right leg straightens. Lean a little bit more toward the right leg. And then take your triangle. Right hand comes down to block or the inside of the right leg. Left arm lifts. Breathe in. Take that little twist from the right rib cage, and maybe you gaze up toward the left hand. Or maybe you find something that's not moving in front of you. Again, make it your own. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, bend into the right knee, come back to your warrior two. Yeah. And then spin the back foot so it's facing the same way as the front. Take your hands down to the mat. Lift your right foot up, send it back to your down dog where it meets your left foot. And then find what feels good in your body. So bending one knee, then the other. Eventually lifting the hips a little higher, pressing the heels a little lower. Good, breathe in and breathe out. When you're ready, begin to look forward. Maybe you bend your knees, maybe you take a little hop to the front of the to the front of the mat, or maybe you take a walk. Come into your forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift, and then begin to rise. Come up to your mountain. Hands come to heart center. Let's just pause here. We're going to take that sequence one more time because I think it will just feel so good. And I hope you will too. So hands at heart center, and then release to your mountain. Grip your toes, grip your mat with your toes, and sink down into your chair pose. Good. We'll go a little faster, but again, you do you. Move with your breath. Good. Inhale and exhale. Hands can come to heart center or reach up. As you step back, spin your back foot to flat. Take your legs to the railroad tracks. Turn your torso, come into your warrior one. Breathe in, drop your shoulders down away from the ears, and breathe out, sink in. Good. On your inhale, open up, warrior two. Bend into that right knee. Line up your feet. It might not be too much of a move to really line up those feet. Breathe in and breathe out, sink into the warrior two, pressing into the left side of the left foot. And when you're ready, peaceful warrior. Reach up and over and back. Good. And exhale into your warrior two. Excellent work. When you're ready, straighten the leg, lean, and come into your triangle. Lift that left arm. Find your gazing point. Maybe it's up, maybe it's ahead. Good. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, sink back into your warrior two. Beautiful. When you're ready, turn that back foot so it's facing forward. Take your hands to the mat. Step your right foot back, downward facing dog. You got this. One more side. We're going to step, jump, walk, skip, dance to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. And come all the way up, reaching up. Good. Hands come to heart center. Take a little pause. Notice what you notice. Fix your ponytail. My ponytail is not working out today. We should probably call it a bust. When you're ready, come into your chair pose. Find your chair of choice. You can extend your arms. Draw your pinkies together, and then keep that left foot on the floor as you step the right foot back. Spin it. Come into your warrior one. You're going to have that little twisting of the torso, just a little bit. Good. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, open up, warrior two. Make your minor adjustments. Good. Inhale to your peace. Find your peace. And exhale, come back to warrior two. When you're ready, straighten the leg, lean toward the left. Take the left arm to the inside of the left leg or block. Reach the right arm up, maybe gaze toward it. Opening up that shoulder. Good, breathe in. And as you breathe out, we're going to sink back into our warrior two. Excellent. And when you're ready, spin the back foot so it's facing forward. Step the left foot back to meet the right. You did such a good job. We're gonna take a little walk or a little hop to the center of the mat. Only the center, and then rise up, one vertebra at a time, coming all the way up to standing. Give yourself a moment to settle. Maybe mountain pose. Maybe you want to shake out your right hand, right and left. Maybe you want to shake your left hand up and down. Maybe you don't. Shake your left hand left and right. Shake your right hand up and down. Or not. And then just find some stillness here. Take a nice big breath in. Nice long breath out as you drop your shoulders down away from the ears and smile. When you're ready, weight comes into your left foot. Let's take this right leg and externally rotate it. So this right knee will turn out. You want to keep maybe a little bend in that left knee, just a little bit, just to keep that engagement. Keep your toes gripping the mat on the left foot. That'll help. And then before anything else, find your drishti. Find your gazing point. Make it a dependable one. Good. And then maybe you want to reach down for this leg. Place it on the inside of the left thigh, pressing the leg into the thigh into the foot into the leg into the foot. Maybe you want to grow your branches as we come into our whatever our fullest expression of tree pose is. Good. So coming in and out is completely sanctioned in yoga. So if you come out of your tree, come on back. We're just playing here with our balance. Good. Notice what's going on with your breath. Maybe there's some leaves you want to drop, let go of some things, metaphorical things. And then when you're ready, let's lower that right foot down to meet the left and just kind of march it out, walk it out, maybe take some ankle circles. And then find your mountain. Yeah, we did that. Before we do anything else, just notice what's going on in the right and left sides of the body. There should feel as though it should feel a little different, and that's okay. Take a nice full breath before we do anything. Make sure the shoulders are down and the face is soft. And then bring your weight into your right foot. Maybe this external rotation is plenty for you. And always, if you have a wall nearby and you want to use that, also sanctioned in my yoga classes. Didn't even know I had any sanctions until this very moment. When you're ready, if you'd like, after you've found your stable gazing point, your drishti, maybe you want to reach down and take that left leg into the right, pressing the foot into the leg into the foot. Good. Keep your drishti. Keep your soft face as you reach and grow your branches. Good. Drop your leaves. Yeah. Just notice how you can balance as your body makes these minor adjustments. They might not feel minor. Just notice how wise your body is. You don't even have to think about it. But when we're awake to it, we can notice. It's pretty cool. And you're ready, hands to heart. Left leg comes down to meet the right. Take some ankle circles. Yeah, excellent. And when you're ready, if you know a squat is something that feels good in your body, it's a really nice hip opener, then come on down with me. Take your feet wide, your toes can point out. But if that is not something that is going to work for you, just come down to your seat. I like to make good use of every opportunity to stretch different things. So if you like this squat, press your arms into your legs into your arms. Grip them out with your toes and shine your heart. If you don't like this, we're going to come into a twist, a seated twist. So we will meet you there now. So when you're ready, take that right leg, bring it in toward the left hip and cross the left leg over. Always the option to extend the right leg long. And then take your left hand behind you, create your little kickstand there, so you can press yourself up, lengthening the spine. And then breathe in as you twist toward the left. Good, breathe out. Don't forget. One more breath. Full round. And then a nice breath in. And the exhale unwinds you. And then we're going to take that tree pose, but in a different little environment. So extend the left leg and bring the right foot into the inside of the left thigh. And then flex the left foot, reach your arms overhead. Here we are in tree pose. So if you didn't try it this way earlier, now's your chance. You can tuck something under your right knee if it's suspended in air. When you're ready, we're going to take it a little further by reaching for our foot or ankle and just bow toward that left leg. And see if you can soften here. Yeah, let the chin come down to the chest. Relax the mind. Relax the face. Relax the jaw. Good. Breathe in. And breathe out. Take one more round of breath. And then release the fingertips to the floor. Give yourself a little walk up. And you can either extend the right leg, that might feel good, and take the left leg across for your twist, or you can bend the right and take the left leg across. And then we'll take our twist, placing our right hand behind our right glute, using it as a kickstand to lengthen the spine, and then maybe your arm comes to the inside, or you give yourself a hug and twist toward the right shoulder. Good, breathe in and breathe out. And as you're ready, we're going to extend the left leg long, bring the left foot to the inside of the right leg, come into your seated tree pose here, flexing the right foot, and then take a walk to your forward fold of choice. And maybe your nose comes toward your knee, chin can round toward the chest. And breathe here. Good, nice big breath. Nice long exhalation. These forward folds are so good for the nervous system. Anytime we're in a forward fold, whether standing or seated, we're activating that parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest. So just making you aware of the benefits, so you know you're doing such good stuff for your body. Take another big breath in. And then a nice long breath out. And then make your way back up. We'll take the left foot, stretch it out long, sit up nice and tall. Let's point our toes here and draw the shoulders back. Take your fingertips so they're pointing toward your hips, and take one reverse plank. So lifting the hips up, taking your gaze up, using the strength of your arms to lift your hips. Take a nice big breath, shine your heart up toward the sky. And then exhale, lower your hips back down. Flex both feet, reach your arms up to the sky, and forward fold one last time, reaching for your toes, your ankles, your pant legs, whatever feels good. And breathe here. Good, let your chin bow to your chest. And breathe. So good. Nice big breath in. Nice long breath out. Another breath in. And another breath out. Maybe you find a little more room in the hamstrings here on this last breath. Maybe you come a little closer to your legs. And on your next exhalation, just slowly rise up. I'm going to come down to my mat. You guys figure out which way you want to lay. Come on down. We're going to come down through another boat pose, however, because we're so strong. So make your boat your own. You can, if you're feeling super strong, you can extend your legs. You can bend your legs. You can bring your fingertips underneath and give yourself a little support there. And then let's take a count of 5 to lower down. So drawing that belly deeply into the spine for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, as Greg said, I couldn't see you, but I'm sure you nailed that. So take a full body stretch, shine your heart, give yourself a little back bend, and then gather your knees one last time into your chest and take any movements that might feel good. So it could be those circles again. It could be that you feel inspired to come into a happy baby. So maybe you reach for the outsides of your feet and draw your knees towards your shoulders. Good, breathe here. Wherever you are, take your last opportunities here to get the stretch that you need before we do come into our Shavasana, right where we started. We're going to take our arms wide and just let our knees drop for a static twist. So it's nice to take your hand to the outside of the leg and maybe turn your gaze in the opposite direction. And then close your eyes here. We're going to stay for 3 breaths. So relax the shoulder, relax the face, soften the neck, and feel your breath. You can focus on one thing at a time and just notice. Notice how the body responds. You might get a nice little spinal correction there if you like. Come back to center as you're ready and take your twist to the other side. And take your gaze in the opposite direction. Relaxing the brow and the jaw. Maybe even swallowing in the throat. Find your slow breath. As you're ready, we'll come on over to our backs. Extend the legs long. Use any props that you like to cover yourself up. If you have an eye pillow, that's always nice. Snuggle your shoulders underneath you. And give yourself a good couple of minutes here to really let your practice percolate, integrate, absorb. Let yourself rest. yogis say that Shavasana is really the most important shape of our entire yoga practice. So maybe, since I can't see you, one of these classes you might want to just stay in Shavasana the entire practice. And breathe and just be. It could be life-changing. So stay if you're happy where you are, or begin to make some movements with the body. Wiggle fingers and toes, eyelashes, other things. And if you'd like to roll to one side and use the strength of your arms to bring you to a comfortable seat and join me, come on up and just let your eyes close and just tune into this shape, this Sukhasana shape. We've passed through this shape before. Just notice how your hips feel now. Hopefully they're a little more open. Notice your breath and your heartbeat. When you're ready, take your arms, sweep them up, reach up for all the goodness. Draw your palms down through the midline of the body, right to your chest, and give yourself a moment to bow to yourself, to your own light, to your own strength and tenacity for showing up for your practice. Thank you guys for practicing today. Until next time, namaste. Don't get up if you're still in Shavasana.